Hello and welcome to this half asleep episode of DWN Productions THC podcast, sponsored by Fast Custom Shirts here at BOYGOB.com and the YouTube page, which is quickly losing numbers. Joe, a week was had, yes.
Hold on, I'm sharing this
I'm
thing
sorry.
because we gotta boost these views and stuff.
If you must, but a week was had and another week may come. You never know. Joe, you never know. That's what they say, isn't it?
That's right, Tom. A week was had, my friend. We went to, as we talked about last week, the Houston Horror Film Fest, or as Tom likes to call it, the Houston Film Fest of horrific
The
film.
Houston Horrific Festival of Fright Films.
There you go. That's what he likes to call it. And yeah. So, new hotel, bigger event, and Friday I was like, wait a minute, I'm not really selling anything. What's going on here? So I didn't think like, hey man, I'm not going to make up for all that money I had to spend on taxes or whatever. But Saturday rolled around. We got drunk Friday evening, you know.
Holy shit. We got so drunk I went into a homosexual vampire themed nightclub
Tom
they
did.
had set up and did some dick dancing with other people's wives. Joe,
Tom did
I'd
some
just like to apologize to you.
went to the golf club and relived his high school or post high school years. You know, it was like a homecoming for Tom. You know, it's like, oh
Damn,
man,
I'm a
I remember
Spider-Man.
when I was a gay young Houstonite and we went. We were dancing around.
Houstonian.
Yeah, Houstonian, whatever. You know, go Rockets. And yeah, Tom was like, well, shit, I'm not wearing all black. This isn't right. But yeah, he did that. We did some drinking, but not quite as much drinking as we usually do because
Shit, I did.
well, yeah, Tom did. Tom did.
I was
I
up
did not.
till 4 o'clock in the morning outside talking to Tony Scott about the convention, and we had a nice little talking. You know, I
Tony
commend those
Scott, the
guys. Yes,
director of
the Houston Horrific Festival of Fright Films.
right. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So, shout out to those guys and their buddy Troy. Like him and I don't really talk. We just kind of smile and nod at each other uncomfortably.
Yeah.
But yeah, they should be commended because Houston's known for sucking dicks.
Yeah, Houston
And
has tried. Different people have come in and tried to put on a horror thing or whatever here and there, and they fail, and then they just give up. So there has never been any consistency to what's been going on in Houston, which Houston's a big place. You know, it's got all kinds of shit. You'd think it'd be easy to draw people in there, but yeah, Tony Scott and Troy, of course, Troy. They did it, man. They put it together. Like I said, I was kind of worried Friday, but fuck, Saturday, there's no time to worry because it was busy as shit. There was a lot of people flowing through that place. It was something else. Didn't do as much drinking after that because I was a bit tired, you know.
yep, Saturday I was a bit wrecked. Not when I first woke up because I was still pretty fucking drunk. You see there, Joe. But come around noon, 1 o'clock. Oh boy, I was feeling it. And this is the first time. Well, I guess it wasn't because it's been out. So I guess I still haven't done that whole waking up and drinking something to get rid of the hangover, the hair of the dog, as they say.
Right. Yes.
So shit. Well, I guess I didn't try that this time. So
It helps. It helps. You know this.
I don't. I've never done it.
Well, it does. It helps. But the the thing there is most people like, I'm just gonna have one to take the edge off, and then they keep going, and then they're fucked up by noon or whatever. So that drink one, relax. That's what a Bloody Mary is for.
I understand.
Hmm. You drink a Bloody Mary, and then you chill for like 4 hours or whatever, and then you can get back to it.
Well, you don't necessarily have
You
to.
don't have to, but usually at a convention, it's something you do. And but after the festivities were over, we all went to Italian food because Tom saw an Italian food place. Hey, we got to eat there.
It was in walking distance,
It
and it
was.
was right there.
It wasn't walking. There was also a Mexican empanada house
That's Puerto Rican.
in walking distance. I'm sure there was Mexicans working in there.
There's no Puerto Ricans in Texas, Thomas.
There's not even any such thing. But anyway, that's just from some Isaac Asimov books or something. Uh, yeah, so we went there, and our buddy Craig from Paul Bearer Press was there, and this is the first time I've ever seen Craig mad. Man, was he pissed! He was fucking super pissed that we couldn't get a second round of beers or waters at the table. Why we couldn't get that, I don't know. The place didn't look too busy.
Is that why he got up looking for
Yeah,
shit? Oh,
yeah.
all right.
Yeah, we had some old man serving us, and it's just I got to tell Greg, this guy's Italian. He didn't give a shit about anything. Oh, you want a beer? Fuck you. It's
Pepperoni.
That's just the culture, man. And this is a country, a land of many colors, as they say. So we're in their house, but yeah, the food was mediocre.
At best.
Yeah, Tom likes to go to Italian places just so he can say, "Fuck, I could make this at home."
No, that's
Not
why.
home.
That's why I don't go to Italian places because I can make it at home.
You picked this place, you fuck.
I did. I know because it was right there.
Yeah. So then we went back, had a beer or two, and that was it. We were all pretty much done. We all fell out.
Beer, had a couple sips, and wasn't happening.
I drank one beer, and it's like 10:30. It's like I'm going to bed, old man style.
Yeah, they were having a 80s dance party that night, and
yeah, it looked like it was going to be packed out. I would have liked to have popped my head in there, but shit, I was done, spent, as some folks would say.
Yeah, that I don't know if I would have went to, since I went to the homosexually themed vampire thing the night before. I think I had my fill, because until I saw the movie Cruising, that's what I thought a gay club would have looked like, with all those fucking low lights and the DJ up there playing questionable music.
Well, I'm sure they were expecting you. Like here's the dude from last night. I think Twinkle Toes Tom is what they called him.
Damn.
Where's that dude?
If they were expecting me, they would have set the joint on fire and played some Esham or some shit. So they definitely weren't.
Yeah, but in all seriousness, thanks to everybody that came by the table and bought something.
And this fucking special shout out to the Chocoholics.
The Chocoholics. Thank you for coming by, buying some shit from me, buying some shit from Tom. And it looks like they made the rounds and bought a lot of other stuff from the other vendors. Yeah, I mean, we're there to have fun, but we also need to make a buck to pay for our expenses and pay for our livelihoods. This isn't
to
Tom
live.
Especially, this isn't something we do just for fun or shits and giggles every time there's a show. This is our fucking life, man. This is how we pay our bills and stuff. Feed our dogs. This is how we feed our dogs, you fucks.
A lot of people, all I reply to their things is like, "Hey, thanks, I appreciate it." But I mean, what the fuck else can you say?
Yeah.
Like, if you really do, if you're thankful for that shit and you appreciate it, I mean, nothing else to say, and I do, because without people buying shit, I don't fucking know what the fuck I'd be doing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, dick somewhere probably through my butt.
Yeah, but you used to do that for fun, but now
but with monkeypox and everything.
But, it's like riding a bike. You'll probably get back to it at some point.
Riding a bike without a seat.
Yeah. So, yeah. So
let me ask you this, Joe, on the subject of bicycles, which we'll get to later. You ever fucking ride a bike and slam and hit your balls on that fucking pole?
Have I done that? I don't know, man. I've taken a lot of spills on bikes, but I don't think I ever wrecked myself.
It's not
No,
awesome.
I bet.
Not awesome.
They used to put that little pad there on the BMX bikes.
Yeah, but that looks like shit.
Yeah, but like that's gonna fucking help. Maybe a little,
The
you
little,
know.
I mean, it's a nice foam.
Oh.
It's a nice urethane foam.
So yeah, again, thank you, Houston Horror Film Fest folks, for having us out there. And they will be doing their next event is a pop up in late October, and I am pretty sure I'll be there. I don't know about Tom. Tom, you know, he don't
Retired
like to
fucking
go anywhere. He's
bro.
retired.
I
From
don't, dude. Like fucking I don't go any, but we'll kind of get to that later when
yeah.
I talk.
But maybe he'll come and hang out with me or something. I don't know. It's not too far away from him, but Tom gets in these moods. You know.
No, like we discussed on episode 273, I got
That's a good
married
one.
on how it is. We talked about lamb. I got married on Halloween, so and that's the weekend, so I'm not sure what's going to be going on.
That's true. Y'all might go to Louisiana.
No, definitely nope. I don't think Lori wants to go either.
Might go on a fishing trip or something.
Not at all. Not at all. I forgot the fuck.
Might go visit the mosques of Houston. Just like on a mosque tour.
Definitely not. To each their own, but no. That fucking. I walk up the steps and all I'll see is fucking like. I like a la CP, this new Muslim insane clown posse cover band. It's good. They throw out fucking halal gyro meat to the crowd instead of Fago.
Shit's
Nice.
good.
Yeah. I'd go see them, but again, they wouldn't want me there, I would assume.
Probably not. Tom.
Because of the color of my skin, you see.
Your infidel ways.
Hey, but that's all right. You know why? Because the world don't move to the beat of just one drum. You like movies and shit?
I've been known to watch a movie or two, Tom.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Any times 3 or just 2's the limit?
Well, maybe just 3.
Yeah, you don't want to get crazy.
Why don't you tell me about some movies?
No, I'm drinking this water.
Yeah, I'm drinking this water.
Crisp. I watched a movie called Cyst. I've seen a lot of people posting about this movie recently, so I said, all right, let me get on this movie Cyst, baby. And I did. It's another one of these where I think if you're a Mystery Science Theater fan, you like movies like Wolf Cop or Velocipaster, you might like this one. I can appreciate them, having the low budget, doing what they want to do, but there was some cool gore there. I didn't think the monster looked the best, but at least they had a practical monster. But there was some good gore in there, but I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it, dog. It's about so there's a television show I'm sure you heard of called Dr. Pimple Popper. And from that, I learned that you would go to a dermatologist to have cysts removed. I don't know what the fuck. It just didn't seem like a dermatologist's office. This seemed like some kind of little back alley abortion clinic or something, but it definitely didn't seem like a dermatologist's office. But the doctor there, he's making like a cyst removal machine. I don't know. He's trying to get a patent for it. It's really nothing. He's trying to get a patent for a machine. He thinks of like genetically altering fucking cysts to make them bigger so they can say, oh, look, I got rid of this giant one. and then a fucking corned beef hash looking monster crawls out of the fucking thing's back, and it's whatever. I don't know, man. I've seen a lot of people posting about it and like saying, "Oh, I got my copy," blah blah, but I didn't see too many people actually talking about the movie. So,
Is this a 2022 movie?
yeah, I think it just came out.
All right. Do you like corned beef hash?
I do. I think that was one of my favorite canned foods.
Oh, yeah, probably. Yeah, it's a good canned meat for sure.
It is, and it has potatoes in there.
Mm-hmm.
At least I hope those are potatoes and not just cubed fucking
White
congealed fat.
fucking weird shit. Yeah.
Yeah. But if you're a mystery science theater person, I already told you don't listen or watch this fucking shit. So I don't think this movie's for anybody watching this, hopefully. But if you are a mystery science theater person, fuck out. Thank you. What you watch there, Joe?
So
Nice.
Tom, I watched a movie called Padak. And that's how you
What?
say it in Japanese. Padak.
How do you spell that?
Padak. Padak. But it's also known as swimming to sea.
Oh, yes, I remember this one.
Now, I don't think Padak translates to swimming to sea. I think Padak is just the name of the fish that is the main character of this animated film, Tom. This is an anime, which just means cartoon in Japan. So why people
it's actually pronounced anime.
anime. So people that say, "Oh yes, I'm really into anime," that means fucking cartoon, you dumbass. So you're into cartoons. You're into okay, that's cool. You know, cartoons are cool, but you're just specifically into Japanese anime. All right. Well, this one is an anime, and it is about it's about an animal. It's about a fish. And this fish is scooped up from the sea, Tom, and thrown into a big fish truck. I guess they
What
have
the fuck is a sea, Tom?
And they take these fish to a restaurant in Japan, and they just have like tanks, like fish tanks out in front. They have the fish in there, and like you can go by there and like, hey, I want to eat that fish right there. I want to eat that flounder. And they'll take it out and cut it up and serve it to you, either cooked or raw, you know, the way they do it in Japan. And that's what it's about. This fish is in this tank, and this fish wants to escape. He wants to get back to the sea. And this restaurant's real close to the docks, you know, so he can probably just, you know, flip, you know, flounder and, you know, get his way over there. But it's a Japanese movie, Tom, so things don't go quite that well.
There's a lot of people pissing on each other.
I mean, like there's all these other fish, and there's like a pecking order in the tank. There's this flounder that like, hey, everybody play dead when somebody comes up. You know, it's like they're not gonna want to eat a dead fish, and you know this is just our life. We're just waiting to die. But Padak starts to inspire this other fish. Like, no, we don't have to die. You know, we can escape. But that other fish gets killed. Then eventually Padak gets fucking chopped up and eaten too. And like the guy that's eating him like sticks a cigarette in his dead fucking mouth and everything. So it's not very a happy tale, you know? It's like, you think Padak's going to escape? No, fucking Padak's just there, like, you know, body desecrated. And the flounder, who's an asshole to everybody, he escapes. He jumps out of the fucking tank and makes it to the sea. Fucking weird. You know, it's not Disney shit to where Nemo's going to find his girlfriend or whatever that movie was about. This is some weird fucking like, well, fuck, that sucked. You know? I mean, the movie didn't suck, but just like the resolution sucked because you're kind of rooting for Padak, you know, in this anime to get out of there. and Padak doesn't. fucking dead with a fucking cigarette stuck in his mouth and being eaten by some asshole.
So when you say with a cigarette stuck in his mouth, did they like just put a cigarette in his mouth, like, oh, look at this, or did he
Yeah,
like put one out in
yeah,
his
because you know
mouth?
how they in Japan they serve the whole fish, right, with the head
Yeah.
and all. So the guy's just like sticking a cigarette there, and the cigarette falls, and then he sticks it back up. It's like all this indignity that the doc has. It's just like it's not enough that they're eating him, but they're fucking desecrating, his spirit. He's not gonna make it to Anima Heaven or whatever. Strange movie. Worth a watch though.
Yeah, I would. I seen you post about this, and I'm a big anime fan.
You
So
are.
I watched the trailer, and this was some ugly, ugly, ugly looking fucking animation, and I did not watch it because this looked very, very bad, like fucking reboot bad. The fucking cell shading and shit, it made me want to puke, Joe. So
Parts of it did, and then parts of it, it was like a computer generated. Uh, so like the most of the movie doesn't look good, but then there's some parts that they go into song, like it's Disney, like they start singing some song, like "Hey, I'm gonna get out of here" or whatever the fuck.
no, what did it sound like when they sang it though?
I don't know, Tom. I
Yeah,
don't
you
know.
do.
I
Yeah,
don't want
you
to make
do.
fun of our Asian
You're
listeners.
not making fun. You're just singing a song.
We want to be very inclusive. Go Namor, and it it changes their style when they do the songs. So some of that is kind of like the animation in Pink Floyd, the Wall movie, and it's weird. It's weird. I know one of the songs was really catchy, but
How'd that one go?
I don't know Japanese, Tom.
King Kong went to Hong Kong and played ping pong with his ding dong.
Mm.
Okay. So would you watch this on?
I want
Crunchyroll?
Freevee,
Ah, that's IMDb TV.
formerly IMDb TV, but now
Hmm.
it's Freevee. So you can watch it with commercials
Same commercials over
over
and
and
over.
over and over.
Oh shit. All right. What do we do? Memorial Valley Massacre, also known as Memorial Day, Joe. This is, I think, a late 80s, early 90s slasher
You do
where
love those holiday movies.
this is what they had left. This is It's such a shitty holiday that they changed the title of the movie. There's like, now this isn't gonna sell shit. They're gonna think it's some kind of fucking war movie or some shit when it's really just a fucking caveman killing campers. So some guy, I think it was a Sir Cameron Mitchell, plays a dude who's opening a camping resort. I don't know what the fuck it's called, but where they have the cabins and then a campground. That's what it's called, Tom. It's called a fucking campground. Ranger Smith used to fucking operate one. So in this one, Ranger Smith tries to get Yogi to steal picnic baskets. Uh Slasher movie, dudes, man, I can't think. I gotta go right back to bed. It's a fucking slasher movie, Joe. The killer's a fucking caveman. He was kidnapped as a young boy and got away or some shit, I guess. And he's been living in the woods ever since. And his dad, who we don't know, it's his dad, you see, because I don't know how to speak and say stuff in sequential order or talk about anything. If you want a weird fucking movie, a slasher movie in particular, with not the best kills, but weird ones, where the slasher is a fucking caveman with those stupid fucking Bubba teeth that you'd get at novelty stores. And watch it, I guess. It was okay. I'll never watch it the fuck again. But maybe you will.
Is this one you ordered?
No, this is not one that I ordered. I think I seen this one in the theater. I think.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's all right. It's just I don't know, Joe. I'm so fucking tired. Like I told you right before we started fucking doing this. I was sleeping and then I woke up to record. So sorry, everybody. I'll do better next week.
That's what he said last week when he was on cocaine. Um, Continuing my aquatic theme, Tom. I watched
Yes.
the bots is back. I watched the Bermuda Triangle, and this is another of the Rene Cordona
Mr. Renee.
box set from old piss leg vinegar syndrome. Um, this one is about a family that the dad, and he's fucking old. He's played by I don't even remember, John Carradine, or I don't know, fucking John Ford. Who knows? Some
Billy
old
Joe
dude
Shaver.
that's in a lot of fucking movies that nobody gives a shit about. And like they would hire him to add some class to a movie that had no class. So they're going because he's looking for Atlantis, but they're going into the Bermuda Triangle, Tom. And the movie starts out with an old timey ship and a little girl on that ship. And that going to the beautiful triangle, and like there's a storm and shit. She's holding a doll, and then we just see the doll floating in the water. Well, this ship in modern day, they see something out at sea, like, hey, what's that out there? They bring it in. It's a doll, Tom. It's a doll, a haunted Bermuda Triangle doll. But anyway, they're looking for
Can I
Atlantis.
ask you a question about this doll?
Yeah.
So you say it was haunted?
Mm-hmm.
Was the doll's netting haunted?
Ned and haunted. I don't know what that means.
Okay.
You fucked up the rhythm. I don't even know what I'm talking. Okay, so they're going down. They dive and look for Atlantis, and then there's footage of somebody just harpooning sharks. They kill 3 sharks for no fucking reason. They're just swim up to them with a harpoon gun, and just shoot a shark on the side of the fucking. No reason. They don't even fucking like bring it up to the ship to eat it or anything. They're just killing sharks indiscriminately. But anyway, a bunch of bad shit starts to happen on this ship, and they're lost. They can't contact anybody because they're lost in the Bermuda Triangle, you see. And everybody starts to die one by one and after another. And it's not that great. It's not good. It's not a good movie, but it's funny because it's one of these movies where they dub everybody. This was an Italian and Mexican I don't know, production. They're working together. Collab. They were doing a collab. And
$75 for a hook.
so they do dubbing on the kids. And that's always funny as shit because it's an adult trying to sound like a kid. This is my doll now, Mama. This doll is my friend, Mama.
Every movie Severin has a kid in it.
I dubbed the kid. But this is not Severin. This is Vinegar Syndrome.
It sounds like the kid from Burial Ground that's really a midget.
Yeah. Not good, but worth a watch, I guess. I don't know. Fuck it. I watch trash like this all the time. So I'm glad I watched it. I'll probably never watch it again. I think I'd seen it when I was a kid. And it didn't stay in my memory, but maybe a few scenes or like a vibe. Hey, I think I've seen this. But hopefully I forget it again. That's the only way I'll watch it, maybe 10 years from now or so. I don't know.
Give it a year or so for it to go out of print, and then you can put it online and get fucking $4,000.
There was some special features, they're talking with Rene Cordona. I didn't watch any of that shit. This movie wasn't good enough to like, hey, let me see what old Rene Cordona has to say. Nah.
That's what happens when you're drunk on the internet and these people have sales. Get
Mm-hmm.
something that might be mildly interesting. Da, da, da. So, Joe, finally a theater close-ish, 50
Close-ish.
close, close-ish,
Oh,
close-ish. Finally got Marcel the Shell with shoes on. As you remember, when I was up by you about a month ago, I was seeing if any theaters by you had it, but luckily, one 50 minutes away had it, so I trekked out about an hour this morning to go
so you
see.
did take today off.
No,
No.
after that, I went in the shop. I dremeled some stuff down, and what I do, I packed some orders up and did that kind of stuff. But yeah, I definitely did not take the day off. But yeah, I've been wanting to see this movie for a while. Didn't know really much about it except that the Chiodos did the stop motion. So I said, "All right, I'm in. I loved Critters."
He did love critters, y'all.
So I didn't know too much about this going in except it was like a mockumentary and it was about a little shell with shoes on. So this dude it takes place in an Airbnb. The guy who's renting it uh, recently broke up with his wife or his girlfriend or something. So he's living in the Airbnb, which I guess might make sense if they do long term shit like that. But, anyways, he stumbles upon a little shell and two, I guess, the main character, Marcel, and his grandma, Menegot. See, one of my main problems with this fucking movie is, Joe, is that they're seashells. When if they're gonna name them fucking WAP names, they probably should have been shell noodles. You know what I'm saying? Because we'll get to that at the end of the movie where it's not they didn't necessarily have to be shells. But so Marcel's there with his grandma. There used to be like a whole family, a whole community, if you will, and the
Is that
people.
what grandma is in Italian? Menegat or whatever?
No, man or manicotti, as you would call her, as
Manicotti.
yeah, or as they say in the movie, is a tube noodle stuffed with rigot cheese. You see, Joe.
Okay.
But yeah, she has a little WAP accent she has going on. I think it was Isabella Rossellini, but I could be mistaken. But so there
She's
used to
small potatoes.
garlic potatoes, you see. So there used to be a whole bunch of people there, but the couple who lived there before got into a fight. And when they'd get into a fight, like everybody would do like a shelter, get to the storm shell. Speak. Get to the storm cellar. What would be the sock drawer? So they would all go there, and the guy was like, "Oh, this is the last time." So he just went through his drawers, dumped everything in a suitcase, and took the fuck off. And then she moved out, and then whoever was doing the house turned it into an Airbnb, whatever. So this guy discovers the shells and starts making a documentary about like what's going on and everything, and helps him try to find his family, aka his community, and at the end he does, and the community's like all different kinds of little inanimate objects. It's supposed and but there's a couple shows was actually his mom and dad and his brother and aunt and shit, but then there's like fucking Cheetos and pretzels and shit, and that shit I was just like, because in the movie they're eating like peanuts and raisins and shit, and uh there's actually like peanut characters at the end. So it's kind of, they should have had some more. I'm trying to think of the word. continuity, maybe. I don't know. It shouldn't have been all these different things. It probably just should have been like a family of fucking shells and not like a fucking paperclip guy and fucking a little ghost statue or some shit. But I guess the thing was kind of just like, oh, find your community. That's a thing that people like to say now for togetherness and stuff. So I mean that was all well and good, but there's a middle part of this movie where the grandma shell cracks her head open and slowly gets sick and dies. So the whole time I was just like, oh Jesus Christ. I don't want to see, and then shit would happen, dude. I probably fucking had tears coming down my cheeks about 3, 4 times during this fucking movie. Uh, some of this shit, I don't know if it was awesome for me to sit through and see this kind of shit right now, but I did, and I was just like, oh, fucking hell. And then, like, fucking, he was all alone having to bury his fucking grandma and shit. It is a heart tugging movie, Joe, but it's might be a little too cutesy. Like the animation and stuff was cool and how they put it into the settings because it's a mockumentary. There was like some shaky cam stuff, usually for fucking stop motion, the camera's locked down and shit. So watching all that and stuff, but oh boy, does this movie get fucking sad.
Hmm.
So far, movie of the year, it's good, but not a whole hell of a lot has come out this year that has been good. So that might have something to do with it because the fucking movie is very basic. And the good thing is it's an hour and a half, so you're fucking in and out, but you might be fucking depressed. I just don't like how it wraps up. Like his grandma dies, and oh, then he finds his own community, and everybody lives happily ever after. Which I don't know if that's how it goes. Your fucking loved one who you spent all this time with, where it was just you and them, and then oh yeah, you just go hang out with fucking Cheetos and pretzels and shit. Just find your community of like-minded. Okay, that doesn't, like, that might help, but that's not gonna take the place of that person you just put in the fucking ground. Like, I kind of get what they're saying, you got to go on, you got to live life and find people and shit like that, but that ain't gonna.
Well, I think though, like, and that's the difference between something like this and something like Badak. Uh, that like I think anything that's animated here or stop motion or something that's cutesy, they feel that it has to end on a happy note, whether that note is plausible or not. It's like, which that other one just ended on such a sour note that it's like, what the fuck. So I don't know, where's the balance between the two. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth a watch. You might like it. It's an A24 joint. I tend to like the more non-horror stuff that they put out. Like this was definitely better. No, I mean, this is probably my favorite one that they put out, but I would say this is better. Well, yeah, just better than any of the horror movies that I saw. Yeah, I mean, it was good. It was filmmaking. It wasn't just guy gets stabbed in the dick and falls over. So it was good. I would say check it out when it comes to streaming or home video, but for you, I'm not sure. Maybe. Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. Maybe.
Well, Tom, continuing on my aquatic theme that I was going on, I said, well, you know what? Tom watches A24 movies. So I watched Tusk.
Ugh.
I'd never seen. And you're a big Kevin Smith fan. A lot of our listeners are big Kevin Smith fans. And
I liked Kevin Smith when he was big.
so
Like in a big fat guy.
So a lot of people had been saying, "Oh yeah, this is Kevin Smith doing horror. This is Kevin Smith making a horror movie. This is not a horror movie. This is maybe has like a horror theme to it, but it's trying to be silly. It's trying to be a comedy movie. It's about a piece of shit podcaster that is going to interview some guy that cut his leg off and real shittily on a really fucking lousy looking CGI leg cutting off scene. And so he does that, and he goes off to Canada to interview this guy. But this guy died before he gets there, and so he sees some flyer. Hey, come and talk to me. I got all kinds of stories. I've lived this interesting life. You can live in my house. You just have to, be clean and like listen to my stories. So he says, "Fuck it, I'll go do this for the podcast." While he's gone, his girlfriend is fucking Haley Joel Osment, who looks like a fucking this is the kid from
Square-headed fuck.
A bunch of
Sixth
movies.
Sense.
Yeah, The Sixth Sense. It's that kid from Sixth Sense. He grew up to be like a plush man. Like the Pillsbury Doughman with a fucking stupid beard. He's the weirdest looking individual.
He's an odd-looking fuck.
Yeah, and so
he grew up to look unfortunate.
They have us believing that this other podcaster's hot girlfriend is messing around with Haley Joel Osment in this thing, but whatever. He goes to the house, and it's what's his name? Michael
Parks.
Okay, who's a good actor. Nobody else in this movie is a good actor. Parks.
I wouldn't say he's acting well in this movie.
Well, he's doing what he can with the script, and he's like, just living it up, whatever. He tells this dude a couple of stories, and then he drugs him. And because his thing is he wants to make him into a walrus, because he was friends with a walrus one time when he was lost at sea.
It's like Castaway, but throw the volleyball away for a walrus he used to have sex with.
So he cuts his legs off and puts him in a walrus suit and kind of wants to train him, break him, so he can be a walrus, so he can fight him, not be his friend, so he can fight him, walrus style. And the boyfriend and whatever, they're looking for him. They meet a detective that's played by Johnny Depp. And this is more forced comedy. This is like bullshit. This is like some of the worst shit. Johnny Depp, you should be ashamed of yourself. No wonder Amber Heard kicked your ass, because she probably saw this movie and said, "Man, you fucking suck." and yeah, like maybe this could have been good. Maybe, but it's not. It's really fucking not. And it's just like people will give Kevin Smith money to make anything, I guess, and they're gonna fucking love it and say it's great, and it's not. It sucks. Fuck you, dude. Go make another Clerks movie that I'm not gonna watch, or another fucking Mallrats that I'm not gonna watch. And
Clerks 3 is coming out this year, Joe.
Keep retreading old ground, you fucking wasted fuck. I like Clerks. I liked Clerks. I liked Mallrats, but after that, it's just, man, you're not doing anything. You're not doing anything of merit. I know you have that crowd that follows you, that comic book loving crowd, and that Star Wars loving crowd, because you make references to that shit in all your stuff. But I don't know. I don't think it does anything for anybody outside that crowd. And yeah, I did not care for this, Tom.
Yeah, it's not good. I mean, Red State was the first one that he made that I was just like, what? Like, I didn't like Chasing Amy, but it was still more or less his kind of thing, what he did. And then he ventured off of that, and it didn't work. I don't think anything that he did outside of the View Askew universe, or whatever it's called, really worked. Tusk was bad. Yoga Hosers is really bad. And then now that Jay and Silent Bob remake is
Yeah, I didn't watch that.
Really,
So
really
I
bad.
lost interest and don't want to watch any of that shit. Like Yoga Hosers, just the title. Like I don't want
But
to
you
watch.
should give that one a watch because it's set in the same universe as this. So
Mm.
you're gonna have to watch it now, Joe.
Jersey Girl, didn't watch it.
Yeah, that one I forgot. He made that one before fucking yeah. So
Mhm.
that
Zach
might have
and
been
Mary
the
make a porno, didn't watch it.
yeah. That one's not the best. That one's definitely not the best.
So I think he wanted to make a
Make a living.
like Marvel movies. I think is what he wanted to do, but then he like got all fucking like sickly looking, and Disney they want a fat guy there so they can be inclusive, So John Favreau he got that shit. Sorry,
We
Kevin.
got enough skinny bitches in here already. We
Yeah,
need a big fat guy that cries. Let's
go
call up
cry,
that.
you fuck. Yeah,
I just seen this big fat guy on a podcast crying over a shell. Let's call him and see if he'll do
yeah.
it.
Would not recommend. But most people, I think, listen to this might have seen it already. I'm just late to the game. Thankfully, I wish I'd have never gone to the game.
Yeah, I like Michael Parks, but he was pretty terrible in this. What's his nuts? He's good in some shit, but it wasn't really. He has like a really fucking distracting mustache in this shit too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Whatever his fucking name is, the guy from fucking what the fuck has he been for? He's in Zack and Mary Make a Porno.
Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah, that. But I didn't want to, you know,
Yeah.
mention that
Didn't want
guy's
to bring
shit.
up bad memories for him if he's listening.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. That's
Yeah.
gross. That shit sucks and fuck that dude.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to give him a little rose tattoo, Joseph. Jeez Louise. Fucking gross.
Yeah. That's all I watched, huh? Or maybe it isn't.
Joe, I always feel like
So
somebody's watching me.
Predators, Tom. And this is what, the third, fourth, fifth, if we're including the Alien versus Predators movie. Yeah. So this one is produced by the Troublemakers Studio and directed by some guy named Nimrod.
Nimrod Antel.
Yeah, is he the guy that made the Cube movies? The
I'm
first one?
not sure.
I think he might be. So we have Adrian Brody, the penis.
Adrian Brody
The
talking
Academy,
like Batman.
He won an Academy Award, I think, for the penis, or maybe Roman Polanski won it. One of the two.
But
But
that
he,
movie where he fucked an animal.
yes.
Splice.
Did Nimrod Atal direct that movie? I think maybe he did. Huh. All right. Well, yeah, he's fucking falling through the air, and he wakes up and like does his parachute. And there's other people that are falling through the air, and they wake up and they do their parachute thing.
Not all of them.
No, not all of them. One didn't make it, but they all congregate together, and they're all bad people, Tom. They're all killers. Killers.
With a Z.
Yeah.
Predators.
Why are they on this planet? What happened? Where are they? Are they just in the jungle in Southeast Asia or something? I don't know, Tom. What's going on here?
Oh, you want me to go? Okay.
Yeah, take it over, man.
Because I've been doing so well with everything else so far. I get it.
Fucking up, I'll take over again.
So,
after that, what happens is we learn that they're fucking being hunted by predators. 3 predator buddies have gotten together on a hunting trip, and they brought their dogs and everything, their little predator dogs. And what they do is they abduct killers from all over the universe and drop them here so they can hunt them down. And, you got a badass from, like, Chechnya or something. You got somebody from Japan who's really an anima, and a cartel guy played by somebody who looks just like Danny Trejo. Uh, you got some chick that's a sniper. You got all these, badass guys, except for one that's just a doctor. What's he there for? We don't know. We do. It's real obvious that he's going to be a killers and he's going to like fuck somebody over, and he does at the end. But anyway, it's from there. It's kind of like the first movie in that they're being hunted down one by one, but we get thrown some other shit, Tom, because when they find the predator's camp, there's a predator tied up there. Like, what the fuck's going on there? Turns out the predators are just like humans. They hate each other. It's like, hey, that's like I don't know, that's like the Muslim predators over there, and we don't like them. So, we're at war with them all the time. We're going to fight with them. And after most everybody's killed, Adrian Brody from the penis, he goes and cuts down that predator so that predator can help them and he can escape on the predator ship. And yeah, it's just a lot of suspense like that. They find Lawrence Fishburne hiding out in an old ship, but these predators could never find him because I guess they're not that fucking good. I like it. I like this movie. I think it's pretty damn good.
Yeah, it's not bad. I like it. I saw it in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
This was supposed to be the original sequel to Predator without the S. And Arnold Schwarzenegger was supposed to come back. It was written by Robert Rodriguez. He needed money before he started shooting Desperado. So he was looking for writing jobs, and Predator 2 came up. So we got with Arnold. He said, we got to do it back to the jungle. Oh, no, this was supposed to come out after Predator 2. Sorry. Okay, so they were going to bring Arnold back. And he said, we got to go back to the jungle. No more of this fucking city stuff. And then he wrote the script for Arnold. And then I guess Arnold went and took another job and just said, bye. So that just sat on a shelf until they made this movie. And then Arnold's character was broken into like 3 or 4 different characters. Like, one of the parts in this movie kind of sucks is when that lady's explaining, like, oh, there was this guy who caught a predator. Like, she knows what the fuck's going on. Like, that was supposed to be Arnold telling the story. Like, oh, yeah, I know what these are. Da 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 da. So maybe a little bit, one more rewrite could have tightened a little bit, but it's just like little stuff like that I don't like. Like at the end, how Adrian Brody knew what to do to fight the predator and kill him and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's supposed to be a sequel, but there's a couple things in there that's like, oh, this is more kind of a remake. But and then that predator who's a prisoner at the other predator camp, that's supposed to be the predator from the first movie, I guess. And this is probably the coolest looking and best looking predator that we fucking seen. I think it looks better than the predator in the first movie, just because like techniques and everything has advanced and they were able to paint it better and do all that kind of shit. But yeah, I thought that looked pretty cool. But the dog stuff is kind of Topher Grace. Remember, they kept trying to put him in movies and make that shit work, and didn't really work until Black Klansman. So keep on trying, kids, and one day you will be in a Spike Lee movie. But yeah, it was good. It's not great. I'm just thankful that this really hasn't been a fucking terrible, awful, completely shitty series to trudge through like a lot of the other ones that we've been doing. So far, definitely leaps and bounds above the fucking Chainsaw movies. That's for sure, because some of those were very fucking hard to watch. But yeah, this was pretty good. Not great. I would say probably my second favorite one. But it's not bad, right? Number 2 is all right, but you're not
Yeah.
number 1, you fuck.
I dig it. I would put it in that same ranking as number two. Yeah. So like I finished the Predator Omnibus from Dark Horse, and the Predator comics, they're pretty fucking good. You know, they're not great, but they're definitely not bad. You know, they stick pretty much to formula on a lot of the stories. And I guess what else do you want from a Predator, story? I mean, there's only so much you can do without diverting from the canon. So yeah, I would recommend those comics. I'll read more of them because I know I have them in a box somewhere as I find them. But yeah, would recommend Predator comics.
Buy them all, hundreds of dollars.
Gotta catch them all.
Well, next week we got The Predator, Joe.
The Predator.
And this is a more recent release in the last few years. And I reviewed this one on the show already, Joe.
Mm-hmm. You did.
Not good. So can't wait to rewatch this fucking piece of shit. But at least this movie, they brought it back to them having fucking badasses in it. And Adrian Brody talking like this. Sorry, just
so
couldn't.
It's Danny Trejo and Danny Glover.
Yes. In badasses and
On
badasses too. That's the third one. So yeah, tune in next week where fuck. At least Shane Black's back, right?
Yeah.
That's what everybody wanted. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait.
Walton Goggins. That's who else was in this movie.
Yes. That's your boy.
Yeah. So, Tom.
Joseph.
Amazing Spider-Mans.
We're in mourning.
Last issue. 2 issues ago, Gwen Stacy died. Last issue, Norman Osborn, the Green Goblin, died. But hey, wait a minute. Somebody's taken his body, laid it out, and taken off that goblin costume and put him in some regular clothes. Who did that? We don't know yet. Mm-hmm. But our old friend, J. Jonah Jerklin, is convinced that it could only been one person. Spider-Mans! He's pissed. He's pissed. The cops aren't doing anything. So what he needs to do is hire himself a vigilante. A hero, maybe, but a hero for hire. Luke Cage. Luke Cage. He hires Luke Cage. And Luke Cage, even though it's his day off, he takes that money. He takes that money.
He needed the money.
And it's a slugfest between the two of them, and it's kind of like evenly matched. And then Spider-Man goes home. Hey, Harry Osborn's back. He's sitting on the couch. He ain't talking to Peter. He's fucking pissed. So Peter's like, fuck you then. I'm out of here. I'm going to the dance with Mary Jane at the college. And who busts into that shit? Luke Cage, hero for hire. And they fight some more. And then Spider-Man's like webs him up. Hey, let's talk a little bit, man. Let me tell you what's been going on with me. We're not privy to that conversation, but it was enough to piss Luke Cage off. He goes to the Daily Bugle, makes J. Jonah Jerklin blow him, and then he puts that money that J. Jonah Jerklin gave him into his mouth so he can wipe that cum off all his face and everything. Really strange ending. It doesn't show this, but it is heavily implied in those last pages. I don't know if Tom feels the same way, but I'm thinking we're 3 for 3 here. This is another good issue. Not great, but it's good. It's good enough. Tom, any thoughts on this issue?
Oh shit! I thought it was whatever. I think we're back to the status quo. I mean, Mary Jane couldn't even wait till the fucking dirt was on her until she was trying to suck fucking pee-pee's pee-pee.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she's a whore. Whores do.
That's what whores do. They be whoring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's in their nature, man. Yeah, and I think this is the last issue that Gil Kane does the art for. I think Ross Andrew takes over after this, and Ross Andrew fucking sucks. But we'll see. We'll see next week.
Yeah, I appreciated they finally brought another black character into the world of Spider-Man. That was nice. Now fucking Robertson is someone to talk to. Oh, yeah, it was whatever. I'm not a big Luke Cage guy. So I mean I thought it was cute when he had sex with that white girl in the ass, but that's about my extent of Luke Cage stuff. You got a great long-lasting character when the main thing people know is him fucking Jessica Jones in the ass.
I mean, he was a lot more before that, Tom.
But
'Cause
that's what the main thing people know.
now, yes.
So
But before that, he had that headband.
yeah, the Princess Tiara.
Yeah.
He used to be America's Rose, you see, Joe. Oh, don't drive in tunnels with paparazzi, kids. No
Hey,
bueno.
speaking of driving,
You like driving, do you?
I've been known to like a list or two.
Oh, great. I thought this one was going to be a little bit better than it turned out being, but I'll let them be the judge of that.
Yeah. So Tom said our top 10 favorite vehicles from
Vehicle, yes.
fictional vehicles or whatever the fuck, from TV, cartoons, what have you. So my honorable mentions for this. So I've got Johnny Cab from Total Recall. He's a cab, but he's like a robot cab.
Did he say anything in the movie?
He sure did, Tom. Then I have the Gran Torino that Starsky and Hutch used to drive. I thought that was a badass car. It was orange and had a fucking painting of a spatula on the side of it. Good looking car. Then I have Sophia, which is one of the tanks you can get in the game Blaster Master, which is a real fucking hard game. That game pissed me off so much, so many times. Man, what a fuck. Then I have the Phantom Cruiser, which is Space Ghost's spaceship. And finally, that's 5. I have Blaine the Mono, which is an insane train that our main characters get into in, I think, book 3 of the Dark Tower series from Stephen King. Blaine makes them ask him riddles, and then he asks them riddles. Yeah. Those are my honorable mentions.
Great list, Joe.
Thanks, Tom.
I have the Cuda from Phantasm. Since it's a real car, they're not making the list. And then I have Christine from Christine. Since you're a real car, you're not making the list. And then I have the Technodrome from the Ninja Turtles. It has a giant eye on the top. And then I have Iceman's Ice Coaster. You can just go meow and ride around everything and wait for that shit to melt and fall on people and probably kill them and do a lot of property damage. But that's why you got damage control. And then I have your favorite, your number one, spoiler alert. It's the Millennium Falcon. A dog knew how to drive that spaceship, Joe. A dog. And those are my honorable mentions.
At number 10, Tom, I have Brainiac's ship, and it's just his head. It's like a big version of his head. This vain motherfucker made his ship look like his head.
That's the DC guy.
DC guy, back
Yeah.
when he was a robot.
Well, my number 10 is the turtle van. Turtles knew how to drive it, Joe. Turtles.
At number 9, I have the Highwayman from Fallout 2. This is one of the only cars I think in any of the Fallout games you could drive. Of course, you had to find all the fucking parts to it, put it together and shit. And shit, did I ever finish Fallout 2? No, because there's so many side things you can do. This game goes on fucking forever, but it's awesome.
It's awesome.
Never got better than Fallout 2.
Number 9,
Yes.
I have speeder bikes. You know what a speeder bike is, Joe?
I don't. Wait. Yes, it's a Star Wars thing,
It
right?
is.
Okay. I do.
Little bears knew how to drive them.
At number 8, I have Frankenstein's Corvette from Death Race 2000. Running people down. Yeah. Some good shit. Good shit. Frankenstein just wanted to kill the president.
A wop knew how to drive. Oh, wait, no, that was David Carradine, wasn't it? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. The WAP was driving the others.
A pervert knew how to drive it.
There you go. Don't hang yourself now.
Number 8, I have Lobo Space Hog. You see, it's like the speeder bike, but Lobo drives it.
Or a dolphin.
Yeah.
Or a bulldog.
That is a little sidecar for him.
Oh, okay. At number 7, I have Blue Beetle's Bug. He's got a big cockroach, fucking thing that flies around. Oh, no, it's a beetle. And he flies around throughout the city, and it's blue.
More of a teal.
Yeah, maybe.
Number 7, I have Goblin Gliders. I'm sure I'm too fat and I'd never be able to ride one. I'd be hanging upside down and crashing into buildings and shit, but it looks like it could be fun.
Especially if you had a purse full of pumpkin bombs. All tied to a string and put up your ass.
Because it's festive. It's for the season.
Yeah. Pumpkin spice. At number 6, I have Sweet Tooth. This is an ice cream truck driven by a clown named Needles Kane.
Most people think the clown's name is Sweet Tooth, you see.
Because they're fucking dumb and didn't read the bio that pops up.
Or the Bible.
Right. It's a pretty good book.
The Twisted Metal Bible.
Yeah.
It's a little pamphlet they made to let people know what to do when they made the game, you see. It's the rules to stick by.
And it's in French, too, in the back.
Oui, oui. Number 6, I have Jack-O-Lantern's broom. He rides around on a rocket-powered broom like a witch, even though he's a pumpkin man.
You're going to burn your ass on that thing, Jack-O-Lantern.
Yep. That's all right. He's already burnt up and shit. He just wants
Revengeance against Flash Thompson.
At number 5, I have the USS Enterprise because I like that Star Trek.
Number 5, I have Ghost Rider's motorcycle because it has flaming tires, you see.
It does.
He really burns rubber.
Mm-hmm. At number 4, I have the Klingon Bird of Prey. Sorry, USS Enterprise. This is just a cooler looking vehicle. And you know what? It's got a cloaking device, Predator style.
I have The super van from the movie Super Van is my number 4. I don't know about you, Joe, but I'd rather be getting high in my super van. Watch that movie. It's fucking great, everybody.
At number 3, I have the Spaz Frag 666. And that's Lobo's space motorcycle bike type thing. You know, he cruises around, got some dolphins with him, little bulldog in the sidecar.
Know what that bulldog's name is?
It's not Spaz Frag 666.
No, it's not.
I
It's
don't
Dog.
Dog. Okay.
Yep. DAWG. I have for my number 3 is the boat that brings the combatants to Shang Tsung's island in Mortal Kombat, aka the Titanic,
Yeah.
because it was very rickety.
At number 2, I have the Lawmaster. And this is the bike that Judge Dredd rolls around town in when he's enforcing the law. You know, it's got a big torch on the front to light things up.
Rest in empowerment, Alan Grant. Sorry I didn't care for Future Shock.
It's a good documentary.
I sold it.
Somebody was like,
For
fuck,
Houston
it's
Horrific Festival of Films. They didn't think it was good enough to pay $15 for, but they thought it was good enough to pay $10 for.
They found it for 10. Why should they pay for
Well, the sticker said 15, but they asked if 10 was okay.
People always hustling.
Number 2,
Mm-hmm.
I have the Mystery Machine from the Scooby-Doo New Adventures of. Now I was trying to think what that show was called, where they fucking like met the Harlem Globetrotters and Batman and Phyllis Diller and shit.
Yeah, I don't remember what that shit's called either.
Yeah. But the Mystery Machine, of course.
And at number 1, I have the Nautilus. This is Captain Nemo's submarine.
LXG.
So, yeah, in any version, because submarines are pretty fucking cool.
Mostly LXG though. The movie.
They go underwater. Well, he's got a Nautilus car in LXG.
Pew! Remember that?
Dude,
Fuck.
I gotta watch that piece of shit again.
Rest in empowerment, Sir Alec Guinness. And my number 1, you know, most people think the clown's name is Sweet Tooth Joe.
Not, you dumb fucks.
It's really the name of the ice cream truck.
All right.
Yes. So, Sweet Tooth from Twisted Metal.
I love Sweet Tooth, bro. Sure.
Well, Joe, next week.
Join us next week when we're talking our favorite domiciles from fiction. That's a place to live, you know. People think this show is just all about jokes and stuff, but we educate you fucks. Domicile. It's a place to live.
It's a place to
Hang
your hat. Yes. And on that note, head on over to dwnproductions.net and buy one of these hats. Head on over to the Facebook page where you can see what size shirts we have left of the limited edition, never going to be printed again until Joe gets purple shirts, BOYGOB shirts. So go see what the fuck's over there. But yeah, don't really order anything besides hats or jizz rags from DWM Productions right now. Had a lot come in over the weekend, so thank you for that. Like Joe was saying, fucking, it's cliche as shit, but without you fine gentle fellows and gentle ladies, we would not be able to do this. So thank you for sure. T-shirts?
Go to fastcustomshirts.com. We're pretty busy right now, but I don't mind if we get busier. We'll get your shit out eventually. Go peruse all the shirts we have. If we ran out of your size at the Houston Horrific Festival of Horrors, then go to the website and order it from there, and we'll send it out to you. God damn it!
And if purple isn't your color, you can always go to fastcustomshirts.com, search Boy Gob, and get a black Boy Gob shirt.
There you go.
And on that note, once again, thank you to the Horrific Festival of Houston Fright Films for having us out. Thank you for listening and or watching. And on that, Joe, let them know. Wait a second. Wait a second. Is your phone ringing?
No, we'll save that for next time.
Okay.
I am also a bit tired. Let me make a note. Cosmos.
Sorry, guy. Like I said, I was sleeping and I specifically woke up to do this, and I'm sure Joe's tired as shit because he had to drive.
That's a good bit, but we'll see. I thought it was anyway, but we'll see.
Oh shit! Will Mr. C be back next week, or is it a new character? You'll just have to
see him at the show
to find out. All right, Joe, hit him with it.
All right, Boy Gob.